Good morning, friends. Welcome back to Astrology Today. My name is Mel Rose, and I'm here to share your daily aspects. Today is Saturday, January 21, 2023. The sun is now here in the land of Aquarius. It joins Venus and Saturn here. The Aquarian influence reminds us of our responsibility to our communities and collectives. The human being is a social animal, and that doesn't just mean that we like to party. It also means we are dependent upon one another to make our lives work. Whether it's the person who teaches class to your children, the healthcare professionals that stand by to see you at urgent care, or the team of people who gather your groceries for delivery, we all have a whole bunch of people to thank for the simple functioning of our day-to-day lives. Aquarius looks at the big picture. All this work that we do to provide support, structure, and security for ourselves and our loved ones, it supports other people as well. We're asked to live now in acknowledgement of the interdependence of all people and to seek to be a part of their uplift as much as our own. The sun and moon are conjunct today, and this means we've reached the new moon, the darkest night of the month when we can see none of the sun's light reflected from the moon. And the moon moves into Aquarius. There's the moon on the chart. It will move into Aquarius early this afternoon, sharing space again with the sun and Venus and Saturn. The new moon is a day to pause and reflect on how we're doing on the inside. We've reached the end of one creative cycle and the beginning of another. So here, in the pause between breaths, we bring ourselves into the now. It isn't about what's going to happen or about what we plan to do, and it isn't about what came before today. Take some time to pause and ask yourself, how am I doing right now? It happens that today is also the beginning of our midwinter observance. The European tradition I look to calls it Imbolc, but many different cultures will observe this moment when the moon has traveled halfway from winter solstice to spring equinox. The solar observance is different, and they're often separated by a few days. This time they are separated by nearly 2 weeks. And I just take this to mean that I get more opportunities to observe the change in the season from winter solstice to now. And the sun is with us more and more each day. The days where I live are still mostly cold, but we get the occasional spring-like day. If you garden, it's time to begin planning and gathering the resources you'll need. February 2 will be the solar version of Imbolc, and that gives us 11 days from now until then to really appreciate this tipping point between seasons. Fixed air and fixed air today, friends. When we have our eyes on the big picture, sometimes we become aloof to the more common things that are happening around us. It's likely we're in work mode anyway, but don't forget to look up and acknowledge your loved ones, and for goodness sake, take some breaks. We start on the sun side of the page today, where we think about our sense of purpose in this life and who we are and how we show up in the world outside our homes. We have a shape here, and it's reflected here in the chart. It's known as a minor triangle. All very good vibes, where the sun is developing a trine aspect to Mars, while Jupiter is sextile to both. So, shout out to Leo, Aries, Scorpio, Sagittarius, Pisces. Sorry about that, I got a little distracted. We begin to feel a certain sense of ease with ourselves as we are with this vibration out there. Confidence translates to courage, and taking action comes easily as well. Jupiter lends a fortune favors the bold kind of vibe. Good luck and opportunities to be, do, and have better things for ourselves are on the plate when we take action, when we show courage. And this brings us to the moon side of the page. With lunar aspects, we focus mainly on how it feels to be us and who we are in private, at home, and among the people we keep close. The moon goes void, of course, this morning at 9:52. That's Central Standard Time, friends, with a conjunction to Pluto. So here are the moon and Pluto. The sun and Pluto are also virtually conjunct, so they're all kind of right there together from our perspective at the same place in the sky. Cancers, Scorpios, looking at you. This aspect brings the intensity, friends. Our emotional responses can be overwhelming and they can cause us to act out. Be cool, Fonzies. After all, we've got this nice 2.5 hour void of course period for the moon. This is a time when the moon's energy comes to us virtually unfiltered through any particular sign influence, as it's sort of between signs. I find it's a great time to sit with myself, reflect on how I'm doing, have important conversations with myself and with spirit. This is a vibe that is boosted by the opportunity the new moon gives us today to do much the same thing. And the void of course period ends today at 12:29 p.m., just afternoon, when the moon enters into Aquarius. This 2.5 day transit calls us to show our face in the community, show up for the civic life, and seek allies who want to make progress for everyone just like we do. That's 2.5 days. Okay, coming up tomorrow, we will discuss Venus's conjunct to Saturn and the very serious business of assessing our investments. Also on Sunday, Uranus goes direct. Yay! We can say we've integrated a good deal of the changes we experienced last year, and we can also look forward with anticipation to more exciting shifts in perspective coming up. And the first quarter moon next Saturday will be our time to shift gears from setting intentions and making plans to actually taking action. And that's it for today's astrology, friends. Thank you for tuning in. For the second half of this vlog, where we seek further insight from Tarot, please check out my other channel, Astrology Today and Tarot with Melrose. The link is in the description. I appreciate you all so much for being here. My love and gratitude go out to each and every one of you. And I will see you all back here tomorrow for more Astrology Today.